one of the things I asked when we started the podcast is that how do you differentiate? Football, it's about getting into the bunker with your teammates and that bunker mentality. But in war and combat, you have people trying to kill you.
Yeah.
It's more of a metaphor in football. I mean, it's like
it's definitely a metaphor in football, right?
But in the military, they're trying to take you out.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you not think about that? I mean, is it something you just try to not just go through? And I mean, you got to think about it one way or the other. But how do you get that compartmentalize that?
I think one of the things you say is you don't rise to the occasion. You sink to the level of your training, and so training kind of takes over, and you mentally prepare yourself to the extent you can for the thing might come, and then once that happens, you process that really quickly. And this is where I think one of the differences, we talked earlier about the differences between the special operations community and others, is a lot of times in the special operations community, like, we're pretty advantaged. Like, we get to pick date, time, circumstance of the fight, right? Whereas what Ross did, I mean, the fight's on them before they know it. And so we can certainly be disadvantaged on a special operations mission. But that's one of the things that all of us would sit back and just marvel at the infantry units, how almost every one of y'all's fights was disadvantaged in the sense that you got to let them do something for you to. It's like being a boxer, and you can't fight till they swing at you first, right? And that's why I marvel at the infantry units in the Marine Corps and the Army, and just how valorous those guys are and how quickly they accelerate into that fight state where I've got a 4-hour helicopter ride to get my mind right, and it feels like the bus ride in, and not always, but often you have the opportunity to advance yourself mentally and physically and spiritually because you're going to dictate the terms.